Good morning, boys and girls. I'm coming on today to read to you guys a book that I grew up reading. This was one of my favorite books when I was a kid. It's called My Mother is Weird. And you can tell that it was my book when I was a kid. There it is, wrote my name, Kristen Conrad. I was young, you guys. Look at all the little hearts I drew and just scribbled all over the page. But we don't scribble on books, do we? No way. Okay, here we go. My mother is so weird. Some mornings when she wakes up, she has horns on her head and long pointy teeth and claws. She speaks in a voice like a jackhammer. But after her morning coffee, Mom's horns disappear and her teeth and claws shrink back to normal. She speaks in a soft, smooth voice. One morning, the toilet plugged up. The lid fell off my toy box and we ran out of coffee. My mother snapped and growled. The horns grew bigger and bigger. Her eyes were red and her teeth and claws enormous. When the horns weren't gone by mid-morning, I yelled, "I'm leaving!" But I yelled quietly when my mother was using the blender. So she didn't hear her. I packed my backpack, and as soon as my mother went into the bathroom, I showed it. "I'm going to Maria's house." "All right," my mother grunted, so I left. Oh my goodness. Maria's mother is always nice. She never yells. She speaks in a honey voice, and she smells pretty. I rang Maria's doorbell. Maria opened the door. "Hi," I said. "Can I play with you?" "Sure," said Maria. "Come on in." She looked quickly over her shoulder. "But we have to be quiet." This is weird, I thought. Maria's mother never minds having anyone over. She never minds how much noise we make. Maria's telling her to shh. But why? Whoa! Just then, Maria's mother came out of the kitchen. I stared. Maria's mother had horns and claws. She also had hair growing out of her ears. Oh my goodness. "What's going on?" I whispered. Maria said she's getting like this sometimes. My baby brother was up 6 times last night. But don't worry, she's not too bad if we stay out of her way. We stayed out of her way. At lunchtime, Maria said, "Please stay for lunch." So I stayed. I didn't eat a lot. When we finished, I said very politely, "Thank you for a lovely lunch." Maria's mother said, "You're welcome." But the horns were still there, and the claws and pointy teeth and the hair growing out of her ears. Oh my. I put on my backpack and said goodbye to Maria. I ran across the backyard into my house. My mother was banging and rattling tools as she fixed my toy box. The horns were still there. Oh my. I ran up to her and gave her a big hug. "I love you," I said. Then a strange thing happened. The horns disappeared and the claws and teeth shrank back to normal, and all without coffee. "I love you too," Mom said, hugging me. I know sometimes my mother is weird, but most of the time she isn't. But at least she never has hair growing out of her ears. Isn't that a great book, you guys? I loved it growing up. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. All right, boys and girls, I hope you have a great day. I'll see you again soon. Mwah!